All right, so we've got some of this motor tear down a bit here. You can see from the last pictures there. So we have, I've got the rocker box off, number 1 and 2. I've got the bridges out. Bridges go here and here. And let's see, that's the exhaust and intake and exhaust. And these are the injectors. So the injector hold downs are here and here. So we have to pull those. I've already pulled the push rods. If you look on number 3 and 4, you can see. So that would be, this is intake, this is exhaust, this is injector. And same thing, this is intake, this is injector, that's exhaust. Okay, so we can see here we have some rusting. We have some rust here. So it's a good thing that we did take it apart. Even though it does run, this is moisture from sitting for 10 years. And here are my parts. And the rocker box on the rockers, which are here. Okay, and the bridges. These are the number 2 cylinder bridges. And these are what the push rods look like. So they have little ends that go into the cam followers, which are in the bottom. And these are the fuel pipes. So you have return and supply to the injectors and the number 1 cylinder bridges. So the fuel supply goes here and here and here and here, or return and supply are there. And this is your intake. And this is your exhaust. All right, so we'll just carry on, start taking it apart a bit more. We have everything else is kind of labeled and put away. That's your intake. This here is your water pump. That there's the turbo. And this here is what the water pump looks like, which is going to go for rebuild. And we have all our other parts stored over there. So, more in a bit. All right, so we have a torque multiplier here. And what it is it's a 1/2 inch drive in, 1 inch drive out. And it's going to exert, these are 450 pounds. So instead of getting a really long bar, we'll use this. Put that on here. Put the breaker bar on and check which direction this is turning before you put it on here. I know it's going to undo this way because you don't want to over tighten these or go the other way because you'll snap them. So roughly what this is, I'm going to put 110 pounds on this and I'm going to get close to 450 on this. Okay, it's about a what is it, 1 point, or I can't remember what it is. 4 to 1. That's it. It's a 4 to 1. So plus gear loss. So it doesn't really matter. I know it works. So I'm going to use the rocker box to anchor it, and then I'm going to pull. That goes. And that's how a torque multiplier works. All right, so we got it rigged, got all the head bolts out, and we're just about ready to lift the head off the engine. So yeah, see here we got everything all untightened and everything else, and We know it's loose because there's antifreeze coming out from what's left inside the block. Even though it's been drained, but there's a little bit left. So let's see what it does here. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, more of it. All right, so there's the, that's what we have right now. It's a nice, very nice. I mean, looks good. Fine. More in a bit. All right, so cleaned up a little bit here. They're not bad. Not bad at all. There's a little bit of a ridge here. We'll have to break the ridge so we can get the piston out. A lot of glaze. It's all glazed up. You have to break the glaze on it, which is fine. It's a small hole. Not really scored too bad. There is some scoring, but I think with a bottle hone it should come out. Once we get the piston out in the bottom, we can check the rings. But so far it doesn't look that bad. That's on number 1. Number 2 looks similar. I'm suspecting the rest of them will look very similar to this, but let's get it apart and see.